Hey everybody, this is Ben Clark again from Queen City Clay, and I'm here to fix your problems. Not your personal problems, but your pottery problems. A lot of people, as they're pulling cylinders, have little glitches where their fingers might slip or they might bump the pot in a way they didn't intend, and these are sometimes easy fixes, but you need to identify what type of wobble it is, and then we can tackle how to make the perfect cylinder. Sometimes when you're doing a pull and you get into a reverse ghosting type
scene, it causes problems with your pot.
This type of wobble is very easy to fix. If you actually just reach your hands back down and set yourself up in a pulling position again and bring your fingers up the wall with almost no pressure, you will realign each ring of clay and fix that cylinder. Once you get through that process right there, then you might look at what happens when your fingers are coming up and they catch. All right, now this wobble's a little more serious and it's harder to fix, but just getting a rib involved on the outside and your fingers on the inside will realign each section of clay as well. Starting your pull with a lot of pressure with the outside hand is great as long as your inside hand is doing its job. If your outside hand pushes in too hard and then you get that big wrinkle, you're gonna have to bring clay from the inside back out to re-support this section of wall. And while you're doing it, you need to control this section. So I'm gonna put my hand on the inside right against the floor and press down on the floor and slide slowly out toward my right leg. And that's going to calm this section down. Then I can apply force with the rib on the outside and they can walk up together. This gets that back under control so that you're ready to do a successful pull on the next go around. Sometimes at the beginning of a pull, you're going to get a good grip and then move up the cylinder a little too fast, okay? That causes several problems. It makes that spiral design that we attempt to do later on for decoration, but right now it screws everything up and gives you grooves. So we have clay pushing to the inside of the pot and clay pushing to the outside, and we need to bring those back to the middle. So I'll use this rib edge and an extended index finger on the inside of the wall and slowly bring the two together so that I'm moving clay in and out at the same time until they fill in the spaces, and I'll walk that up the wall. You don't want to try and do too much at once when you're starting out, so walking this up the wall a couple of times will help you smooth that surface a little bit and get this under control so that you can do a successful pull next time. And one of the most difficult wobbles to get out is when you're creating a lot of pressure with this outside hand and you actually shrink the base and then wobble it. This movement where it's swaying off of its center is what shows you that you have narrowed the base enough that it can no longer support the weight above it. So you have to get that base wide again by using that inside hand like we did earlier, slowly pressing that wall out to support the weight above it, and then bringing that top back into center before doing your final pass with rib and finger. Most of the time when you're doing these repairs, you're going to put a little bit of movement into the rim. So remembering our needling video to get a clean cut on the top will put you back in a favorable position so that you can keep working on this pot. These repairs help make sure that when you're throwing a cylinder, one small mistake doesn't ruin the pot. So do your practice and we'll see you next time. It happens sometimes. You got to remember how you're looking right now.
Wait, what do you want me to do? You want me to do this?
Yes.